So is there a certain era from like Vancouver's history where you see the better quality stuff? Was there a change in the 70s when it kind of got crappier?
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
kind of got crappier.
There's a few different eras of the wood and the way it was milled. And so the older the better. It's like wine. So pre-1920 is the best material. It's rough sawn on all sides, old growth, like super tight grain.
And what type of wood are we talking? Like, is it?
It's pretty much all Douglas fir.
Douglas fir. Okay.
In the
Some
Pacific
cedar?
Northwest. Yeah, we see some cedar, primarily in exterior stuff.
Okay.
So it's almost all fir, and then from there was evolutions in milling technology, which coincided with the ends of the wars. So obviously, troops came back, money was being kept in the country, and the mills saw an evolution in their technology. So around 1920. The lumber went from rough on all four sides to being rough on two sides. And then it was a little smaller. So a 2x4, which was 2 inch by 4 inch in 1919. In 1921, it was 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. So that was another era of,
That's awesome.
It's still old growth. It's still super tight grain, beautiful lumber, got a great color. But that was until about 1945, that lumber. So we sort of classify the lumber by those eras. And then in 1945 to 1950, depending on the region and the mill, there was another step in the evolution, and that's where you started seeing smooth sawn, all four sides, and a 2x4 went down to 1.5 inch by 3.5 inch. And from 1945, 1950 until about 1975, it was still usually old growth, so really nice grain, tight lumber, great to remanufacture with. And sometime in the 1970s, it transitioned to second growth at that time. So the lumber it's more of an open grain. It's not as hard and as strong. Still beautiful Douglas fir, but yeah, pre-1970s is the cream of the crop, and really pre-1920 is the premium stuff.
So you remember
That's actually really. I've been in construction my whole life, and I actually didn't know a little bit about the history of lumber. I should have known that. That's cool.
It's pretty fascinating.
That's really neat.
Like, you remember the Yaletown office?
Yeah.
The beams.
Yeah, and those were like big rough sawn.
No, I snapped off like drill bits.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's like concrete, that stuff.
Exactly.
So what's the composition of that makes it so hard?
So it's because it's been drying for so long, and because it's old growth. So it has really tight grain. So the way that wood develops over the year is it's got a hardness soft grain based on the winter and the summer months. So the summer is when it sees the most growth, which is the softer grain.
Okay.
And so when it's really tight grain, that winter layer, they're closer together. So the wood is like concrete. It's really hard. And then it's been dry for 100 years in a place like Yaletown. And so it's almost like it starts to petrify into stone.
Yeah, it literally is that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we see that at our, with our mill and with our machinery, that we've got Douglas fir, which is the hardest softwood, but it's milling like a maple or a walnut for how hard it is.
So in respect to value of that stuff, so I think the beams were 15-inch square. I think about that, right? Because they're more than a foot. They're like this.
They were large. Might have been rectangle, but they were large. Yeah. Small detail doesn't really
Were
matter.
they rectangle? I think they were square in the in the one in the Yaletown office.
They were big. They were very large cedar beams.
So in terms of
they'd be fir.
Or fir.
Yeah.
Oh, from okay.
They would be fir. Yeah.
So what is the
structure.
what is the value of that stuff per, like, how, first of all, how is it measured? Is it measured, because obviously you've got, is it per square inch or
per board foot?
So board foot.
Yeah, so board foot is 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 inch thick.
Okay.
So if like modern lumber today is, I mean, it ranges. A big timber like that would obviously be more expensive per board foot, or per linear foot. It can be anywhere from 3 to 4 times more valuable than lumber of today. So if modern lumber is anywhere from $1.50 to $2.50 a board foot, depending on the size. The old wood is anywhere from $6 to $8.50 a board foot.
And to reshape the stuff or to cut it down or whatever, I mean, are all the tool companies, blade companies, are they making stuff for this stuff that's that hard?
No, we're using regular blades. We go through them faster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I see. They just degrade just way quicker.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The one thing where we're seeing a new company come up with like a new machine specifically for this is on the denailing side. So there's a company in San Francisco developing technology to pull all the nails out, scan it, everything like that, all fully automated, which we're very excited about when they can get to that level of commercialization on it.
Yeah, no doubt.